Okay, so welcome. Today I'll be talking about the master's program in STEM education. So I think you probably have your own reasons. I think one of the biggest benefits in doing a master's in STEM education is really it gives you an edge in your skills and knowledges, in teaching STEM subject areas in K-12 settings, informal and informal settings, right? Public, private schools and different places. It gives you the advantage of seeking different jobs also. And of course, that comes with some salary increase. All right. I'll be talking about more about the details of the program and what the program offers in a bit. So we have a really good college of education at CSUSB here, and we offer very flexible programs, courses, and the tuition is affordable. We have high quality faculty members here. I think that's the most important thing, that you want to seek high quality education. Okay, so STEM education. So I think a little bit about the background about STEM education. I think, people have different perspectives about STEM, what STEM, is about. Here in this context, the STEM education program aims to prepare K-12 math and science teachers, and of course some other has some other teachers, teaching some different subject areas. But the main audience, I would say, is math and teachers teaching math and science. And of course, we have elementary teachers, who is more interested in this area, right? Along with some other areas they teach. So we focus on implementing common core state standards for mathematics and the next generation science standards, which really integrates the engineering and technology. So that's kind of like why we call it a STEM education program. It does incorporate all the 4 subjects of STEM and also takes integrative perspective into it. Okay, so again, with an advanced degree in STEM education, you will be able to take leadership roles in your school and district, in curriculum development, teacher professional development, and various programs that aim to enhance student STEM education. That's, what you can do with a degree, right? And also, again, I mentioned before, give you advantages for seeking advancing a position in either formal or informal education settings. Okay. So here is our a mission. Okay, to the mission of the goal of the program is to prepare STEM educators and leaders who will be able to prepare all students to become active and informed citizens in this ever more technological and complex world. Build educational foundations for future STEM-related careers through engaging them in authentic inquiry, real-world problem solving, critical and creative thinking, productive collaboration, and effective communication. These are the areas we really emphasize, in working with our students, what are the important things you do in your classroom, right? Okay. So some, I would say, some features about the program. The program courses update, from time to time to reflect classroom teachers' needs. For example, when the NGSS was implemented, we quickly adapted the courses to help teachers teach NGSS, right? And we are very keen to the local needs. For example, there is some needs for integrating technology engineering, right? So we have technology engineering integrated into the program. We have highly qualified STEM education faculty. K-12, yeah, the focus on teaching K-12 science and mathematics, and we also include integrated STEM curriculum and pedagogy, and some coursework also help you to understand research and utilize and be an effective consumer of research, and also understand better about assessment in STEM education. Talk about engineering, emerging technologies. Of course, a big focus in our program is attending to equity issues in K-12 STEM education, and the program courses are, a lot of, I would say, pretty much seminars with hands-on experiences, peer collaborations, and a lot of reflective practices. The goal is for our students to develop advanced theoretical understanding of the field in STEM education, as well as practices that you can immediately apply to classroom, and they really help you to be an expert and be flexible and fluent in choosing effective strategies to implement in the classroom, and be able to say, oh, why I'm doing this, the rationales. Okay. So courses. If you are CSUSB credential student, or you graduate from the credential program, then 12 credit hours will be included in the program, in the master's program from your credential program, okay? And then you only need to take six more courses, 18 credit hours to finish the MA program, STEM education program. And then the following is just a list of these 6 courses, including foundations of STEM education, technology engineering, advanced teaching methods, research methods, and assessment. And the last one is community course. It can be a comprehensive exam option or a thesis project option. Okay. So we are a hybrid program. All courses are offered in the evenings or online, even beyond the COVID, hopefully, right? We are still offering the courses in a hybrid mode, and we are also moving some of the courses fully online now. So we recognize that students need flexibility in their time, in their scheduling, right? But also sometimes the in-person interactions are beneficial. So we will remain some components of in-person, but move as much as possible, right, to online settings. So you don't need to worry about parking, commuting, a lot of those things. And we traditionally, we have students on the San Bernardino campus or Palm Desert campus. But this is changing right now. So I cannot say for sure if you live, out in the Palm Desert area, if you will have a classroom to go to for some, for some classes or for some class sessions. We used to have a classroom. So I think that this really depends on students' needs. If we have, say, 5 students out there and they say, oh, we want to have a classroom to be able to talk to each other, have some group project, and interact with each other in person, then we will work on requesting a room there, right? As of right now, as we don't have a person from, who are in the PDC area, we don't have that classroom, but we do things based on students' needs. Flexible program plans, yes. So you can finish the program as short, I would say as short as 2 semesters. If you take 3 courses per semester, after the credential, you will be done in 2 semesters, right? Sometimes people say, I want to take 2 courses per semester, then you will finish it in 3 semesters. So this is really depending on what fit best for you, okay? And the program is really supporting students' research and conference presentations, because I think one of the program goals is to prepare you to be a leader in K-12 STEM education. So if you have any interest in doing research and doing a presentation, not necessarily related to research, it can be a lesson plan idea, it can be a lesson plan modification. I have had students do that before, presenting at the California Science Teacher Conferences. That's wonderful, right? So I really encourage you to consider these things. Our tuition fees, I think we can refer to the the tuition table through the financial web page. If you complete the program in 2 semesters, it's a little bit cheaper than if you do 3 semesters, 2 courses per semester. But if you do 2 courses, that's 6 credits. That's like the half time for graduate students. Okay, and if you do 3 courses, that would be 9 credit units, then you pay like the full tuition. So it's not that big of difference. It's a little bit difference. Okay, course substitutions available. Again, the flexibility of the program. Sometimes people say, I've had people who who have done some professional development somewhere else, saying, oh, I think this course looks very similar to what I have done before. I will review, the, whatever the student has taken before and evaluate the equivalency between these 2 courses. So, if it is equivalent enough, then a course substitution can be made. Scholarship opportunities. Okay, so especially to the STEM program, there is some funding, not that much, but there is some funding to support people to add a credential, because the purpose of that funding is to increase the number of credentials, right? So if you have I think if you are math or science credential students in our CSUSB, at CSUSB, you probably received some of those already. And if you're adding a math or science credential, then you can have some other, the scholarship to support you go through that. And depending on the number of students, really, it can range from 500, I would say 500 to $1,500, I would say. And the other opportunities are from the university or the graduate studies. They have various scholarships, like research scholarships you can apply, right? If you present at a conference, you can apply, for travel conference registrations. They do have a lot of opportunities there, and there is an equity fellowship that what each program has a few $1,000s, and I have had just one student from this program applied, so she got all the money from that pot. So there are scholarship opportunities there. Yes. Yeah, we can skip this. Actually, I already explained the courses. Yeah, so the admission, there is it's much simpler if you went through the credential program application. You know, the application to the master's program is much simpler. All right, so there are some basic things you need to meet. You know, you have a bachelor's degree, I bet you should have that, right? And GPA, if your GPA is between 2.5 and 3.0, you could be admitted conditionally. And if if you're doing pretty well, you know, in the program, then the condition will be removed. Okay, so cost they apply, application fee of $17. Okay, Arlena, do you mind just explaining this part?
I'll go into this. Yeah. So as Dr. Yin mentioned, everything is done through Cal State Apply. And the only thing I like to note here is sometimes I find students are can't seem to find the program listed. So you should see the program listed as STEM education under our graduate program options. But sometimes you're unable to see this according to how you answered the questions on your extended profile. So make sure that you're checking off your second bachelor's degree and beyond, which includes the master's, as well as the graduate, which includes, again, the master's degree option. If you only checked off credentials or something else, then you wouldn't see the graduate degree options listed. And so if you don't see them, you can always go to your name on the upper right-hand corner of Cal State Apply, click on the drop-down arrow, and then click on extended profile, and it should bring you back into the extended profile questions. There are a few other extra questions on this page, but again, if you answer those correctly, you should see the STEM education option listed. In terms of the application, there are 4 quadrants, and this is very different. If you've applied to our credential program, it is a lot easier than the credential program. But I will say that the personal information, academic history, and support information is pretty much the same, because these are typical university questions, and it's pretty straightforward. Under personal information, under academic history, we'll ask that you list all the community colleges and universities that you've attended. So you do want to make sure that you list them all. It'll also ask for GPA for each of those institutions. And if you have that information, great, but it does get a little complicated because it does ask for hours and units. So I would suggest to simply go ahead and click on a button that says, I'm not going to add a GPA, and that's not going to affect the application at all, since they're going to refer to your official transcripts on file anyways. Under support information, it asks that you provide work experience, and you're welcome to enter that if you'd like, but you're not required to, so you can also opt out of that as well. So really, the program requirements are listed under program materials, this 4th quadrant here. And so we want to just go briefly through that. So the program doesn't necessarily, and I think Dr. Yin probably
I can
elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, the teaching experience. So very commonly and ideally also, students come to the master's program while they are graduating, either they are, when they are graduating from the credential program, or they have graduated, right? They got their credential program then. So that's sufficient to fulfill the teaching experience requirement. So I do have had students who don't have a teaching credential but want to do a master's degree, right? People might be just teaching informal in informal settings and informal STEM, so they don't need a credential, so they can just maybe write up a statement saying what they have done. So that's the teaching experience. And also we've had people, teachers returning to university to get a master's degree after a few years of teaching. In that case, they can upload a copy of their credential. So for the for the credential students who have not got a credential, you can just put it in a statement saying, oh, I'm currently in the teaching, single subject or multiple subject teaching credential program at CSUSB or any other universities. So that would be enough.
Okay, and so for transcripts here, they're not required if you're a returning CSUSB student or if you're a current student at Cal San Bernardino. So you do not have to provide us with unofficial or official transcripts. However, you will see under unofficial, at least under one of them, a red asterisk on it. And if it has a red asterisk, it's required that you upload some document in that section. So what you can simply do is use a Word document, again, as a placeholder, just stating that you're a returning student and will refer to your official transcripts on file. This also includes any transcripts that were transferred to Cal State. So let's just say you graduated from CSUSB, but you transferred from a community college to Cal San Bernardino, we would have those official transcripts on file as well. Now, if you're new to Cal San Bernardino, then we will need to see both unofficial and official, but I will put the emphasis more on the official. It's best to get the official if possible, but I know with the MA program, you do have a little more leniency with the official, so you don't necessarily need it to enter the program. You just need to have unofficial on file. And then if you can provide the official at least by the end of the first semester, so that you're not put any holds on, there's no holds on your account to continue on. At least that's how the MAs work. So most of your returning credential student, we would have all your transcripts on file. This would only apply to those who are new to Cal San Bernardino. And then for the program materials, you're also going to see a recommendations tab, and you're just going to simply click on the recommendations tab. And the program is asking for 3 required recommendations. Now, these are not letters. They don't need to write letters. They simply fill out a form. It has about 18 questions on the form. And these could be, imagine, professors, employers, supervisors, right? 2 recommendations, it seems like, are required, but I think you can go up to 3, or are you asking for 3, Dr. Yin?
I actually asked for 2, I think, but when the graduate studies put this up in the system, they just put 3 by default.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
now it's 3.
Yeah, it's 3 required. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. So in this section here, you just enter the recommenders information as you see in the bottom here. The due date, you probably want to give them an earlier date that you're actually trying to meet in terms of the deadline date, and then just a personal message there. And then automatically the system sends them the request. They receive the email. Do give them a heads up because it can go into their spam or junk mail. So you want to make sure that they're looking out for it. They create an account, they go in, they see a form, they fill out a form on your behalf, and then they'll submit. You should get a response as soon as that's completed, and so that you know the status of that request. Okay. And then an advising form. This comes from Dr. Yin, I believe. So we all let her.
Yeah. So the advising form is just you can actually get the advising form now from the website. I can show you the website a little bit later after we're done with the slides. So you it's a very simple form stating that you have attended one of those information meetings like today's one, or some people just do like state that they have viewed the recording, just want to make sure you understand what the program is about before you apply. Yeah. This is this has a spring. So our fall. It's July 10th, I think. Yeah. I'll have to update this. Yeah, I can show them the website. I think the website has more updated. And I think I'll just go into tuition before we wrap this up. So in terms of tuition, you're looking at roughly about $4,500 or so a semester. It'll slightly go up, I think every year it does, but again, that's if you're taking 6.1 plus units. But if it's anything lower than that, 0 to 6, then you're roughly at about $3,000 a semester. So this will depend how long you decide to, how long or how you want to structure your courses. Yeah, I would say either do 3 and 3, finish in 2 semesters. It's not that you cannot do 4 courses, it's just a lot.
Mhm.
If you are, even if you are subbing, right, 4 courses are still a lot. So 3 courses are the common, maximum, I think. And a lot of people, if especially if you are already teaching in schools, 2 courses work best, I would say. Yeah. And 3 courses are manageable. Yeah.
And then, of course, financial aids, you can, we encourage you to submit your financial aid application. You can always, if not grants or anything, there's loans that you can see if there's that you might be eligible for. So applying now for the 22-23 school year. So we would encourage you to do that. And then here's our contact information.
Okay, let me share the
Sure, go ahead and
website.
share.
Screen first. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. So we have updated the website to reflect everything that is current in the program. And actually, you can find a lot of information I shared today on the website. Okay, so here is actually the slide we shared, and I'm going to also upload today's recording to this, so you can definitely go back and check the information if you think you want to review some of those things we talked about today. And of course, you can ask me questions anytime. So let's apply. Oh yeah, application deadline is July 15th this year for the fall admission, okay? It's July 15th. Program overview. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's a little bit weird. They put program faculty under the drop-down menu under home, but you could see. Okay, currently we have 3 major faculty members in the teaching the program, and we've just got another one, a full-time faculty that will be able to teach the program too. And we are hiring another one in math education. So we are definitely having a really good team now for the program. Program overview, units, length, delivery mode. You can click on the bulletin to see what each course is, what each course is about. Everything is in the bulletin. And also there is a program plan you can view, you can download and view, listing, if you are multiple subject, and these are the courses you can take from your multiple subject courses program or single subject program. And if you are neither, there is a third option that you can do other courses to fulfill that 12 credit hours. Financial support information, tuition, and tips for application. Let me see, where is the advising form? I think it probably in apply now. No. It's got to be somewhere, but if not, we will send you the advising form. In resources, I thought I put up the advising form here. Yeah, I have to work on that again. Sorry about that. We will send out the advising form to you. And there is a section on frequently asked questions. Okay. I think we can start recording